Welcome back to the Dynasty Nerds YouTube page. I am Garret Price, and we're going to be talking about our sneaky starts for Week 5. The first player we're going to talk about today, we're going to head over to the Arizona Cardinals and talk about wide receiver A.J. Green. A.J. Green is a new addition to this Cardinals offense, and so far he's played pretty well. He's averaged 6 targets per game. In fact, he's had exactly 6 targets in every game so far, and he's averaged over 13 fantasy points in every single game. On top of that, the defense for the 49ers right now in the secondary hasn't been that great. They're very average, very mediocre so far. And so A.J. Green will absolutely have an opportunity to make some big plays. This is a division rivalry game, so they're going to be looking for the normal names of DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray. And there's a lot of focus going to be on other players. And even in their running game that has been much better as of late. I think A.J. Green is an overlooked player in this offense and could have a big week in Week 5. The next player we're going to look at is running back Leonard Fournette. To start the year, we weren't sure if it was going to be Leonard Fournette's backfield, Ronald Jones's backfield, or some sort of timeshare. And so far, it really looks like it's Leonard Fournette's backfield. He's established himself as the team's running back one. So far, he doesn't have a single game with less than 3 receptions and averaged over 5 targets a game. On top of that, they play the Miami Dolphins this week, who have not been great against the run. He's poised to have a great fantasy week and might be a good sneaky start for Week 5. The next player we're going to talk about is wide receiver Olamide Zaccheaus. Zaccheaus is getting to go in this week over in London without wide receivers Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage. Now, those 2 players so far have combined for almost 15 targets per game when on the field. Obviously, some of those will go to other places, but Zaccheaus will have a good opportunity to have a decent amount of targets this week. On top of that, in every game that he's ever played with 6 or more targets, he's been averaging 12.3 points per game in PPR settings. I think he's a great look for this week for a sneaky start. Last but not least, let's look at running back Zach Moss. After Week 1, things looked grim. He was a healthy scratch. However, since then, he's been very involved in this offense, splitting time with Devin Singletary. But so far, it's actually starting to look like he's trending as maybe the leader in this backfield. He hasn't had a game with less than 12 points so far, and best yet, they are going up against Kansas City, who has been the 5th easiest defense fantasy points-wise for running backs. Add to that this is one of the highest total points projected by Vegas in this game for the Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. That spells fantasy goodness for Zach Moss.